Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I be loving combing through the feed to seeing all the stupid shit people say. I love doing that. Like the material is on man, this shit. I gotta get a picture of this shit. Anyway, I love combing through the feed to just read through all the dumb shit the ignorant, dumb motherfuckers say. Cause now what they accusing Turkey of is freezing people out. That's David Benavidez's latest narrative. That they freezing him out. And I see the typical people, the usual motherfuckers eating that shit up. Turkey is freezing him out by offering him an interim fight. He's freezing him out by offering Javante Davis a lot of money to box Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. That's freezing out. What y'all don't like is that there's been a shift in the axis of power. The best money in boxing right now is in Saudi Arabia. It's not in America, because if it were, the networks wouldn't be pulling out. And I'm going to go over this again. I'm going to go over this again in an episode of The Relay, probably tomorrow, based on what I've seen and what I've come across. But the best money in boxing right now, it's not in America. It's not in the UK either. It's in Saudi. If you want to make the kind of money that you can retire on as a professional fighter, then that's where you need to go. It's definitely not in America, because all the major broadcasters have pulled out or are pulling out. Fox, Showtime. It's only really down to ESPN, and we don't even know if they're going to stay. So how could you say that the money's in America? What money? What money are you talking about? What, casino money? You ain't making more at a couple of casinos in Vegas than you are in Saudi. You know? But it's just more silliness, man. It's just pure silliness. And the real thing about it is, it's not about the money. You know what I mean? It's really not about the money. It's not about what people are saying. It's that you're scared to lose. That's all it is. You're scared to lose. That's all it is. People that make more money than you have already signed up. Y'all don't make more money than Canelo. A lot of y'all don't make more money than Inoue. Y'all don't make more money than Anthony Joshua. Y'all don't make more money than Tyson Fury or Usyk. It's the weirdest thing that Usyk has been making more money than your average American fighter. Hell, he's been making more money than Javante Davis. But it's like cognitive dissonance almost, that you don't like to acknowledge that, he made a fortune fighting Tyson Fury, right? He made a fortune doing that. And even before he fought Fury, he made a truckload of money boxing Anthony Joshua 2 times. He made money off the World Boxing Super Series. So what you're seeing from the American demographic, because it's really just them, is cognitive dissonance. You want to pretend that, yeah, you still in the running. No, you're not. What are you talking about? 260,000 buys. One, I don't even really think he did that. But two, let's just say that he did for argument's sake to prove a point. That's nothing. What the hell do you think 260,000 buys is? That's nothing. There's 330 million people in this country, you moron. More than that, actually. You think that's a big number? If that were a big number, Fox would have stayed. Showtime would have stayed if that were a big number. Sophia, what it do? Fight, what it do? You know? But it's okay, because what's happening now, I just have fun in the interim watching the ignorant, stupid people flop around like a fish, because there's nothing they can do. They have no buying power. The same people that you see criticizing Turkey or criticizing this or criticizing that, those are the same people that were criticizing DAZN. It's the same people. It's always the same people. And those people have no buying power. What you say about this sport doesn't matter. You could do your little spaces on Twitter and talk to each other and jerk each other off. The shit y'all think don't matter to nobody, because y'all don't spend nothing. You have no buying power. 220, what it do? Keenan, what it do? Danny, what it do? We out here. Zerb. It's the Thursday Boxing Talks. Cal, what it do? I seen Shernika. I don't really know what the hell Nina Hughes is talking about, to be honest with you. Shernika won that fight. Like, bruh, I remember scoring the fight live. I was pretty confident going into the 10th and final round that Shernika did more than enough to win. And I expect her to win this weekend. Nina, I don't know what the hell she was thinking. You gonna leave Matchroom for Lou DiBella? And your first fight under Lou DiBella is in Australia. Good move. It's all good, man. Yo, boxing scene has turned so bad, man. Used to be a good site. I agree. It's owned by ProBox now. And you could always get, you kind of get a sense of partiality when you read through some of the articles, depending on who writes the articles, that it's sort of a propaganda rag now. You got to kind of sift through the BS to get to the information that you want, the things you want to know. Because a lot of this shit, when I be reading through it, I'm like, what the hell? It's little things, little nuggets where you could get a sense of partiality whenever you read through a boxing scene article these days. I like Ring Magazine more now. Shout out to MA. Saludos. Ring isn't 250, 260 the default? Yes, it is, bro. Dude could fight a cold and they'll claim 250. Imagine De La Hoya. Eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo. That's what I said in the video I did, that in spite of the instability and in spite of the piracy that pay-per-views face now, the Ryan Garcia fight proved you can still do 1 million buys with a big fight. The Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fight proved you can do a good number if it's a real fight. But if you think that you're just going to sit here fighting Frank Martins and Lamont Roaches and you're going to crack 500,000, no, you're not. It's not happening. All that shows me is that without somebody, this dude really can't crack 300,000. He can't. You've been on pay-per-view like 8 times. Leo Santa Cruz, Isaac Cruz, Rolly Romero, Mario Barrios. Who's the other one? Hector Luis Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin, Lamont Roach. You've been on pay-per-view 8 times. The only time you ever did over 300,000, the only time you ever did real numbers was with Ryan. The rest of the time, your numbers don't really be nothing. But they tell themselves, because that's the most he could do, oh, well, that's the new this and that's the new that. Meanwhile, Canelo fought Edgar Berlanga and did like 650,000. 650,000. 400,000 with John Ryder. 400, 500 with Dimitri Bivol. 650 with Edgar Berlanga. The shit is pathetic, bro. The shit is just pathetic. Like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers is some real, like, 7-layer losers. Who the fuck sit there celebrating too? Like, bro, Canelo fought a dude that nobody thought could win. Nobody thought Edgar was going to do nothing in that fight. No one, right? Nobody. And that still did 650,000. And y'all wonder who the face of boxing is. Or y'all get mad at me when I pointed out, they're like, yo, a dude that could get out there with Edgar, who's a massive underdog, nobody's picking him to win, and he could still sell 650,000 buys. Yeah, that's the face, bro. That's the face. What we gonna do? That's the face. Shout out to Chico, Jules, PBC, and David fanboys are imploding, and I love it. Samson is a joke, dog. Like, that dude is a joke, bro. And I'm gonna have a whole segment dedicated to Samson tomorrow, because I'm just tired. Yo estoy harto de ese fucking viejo ya. Yo estoy harto de ese tipo. Deja la vaina. Tú no tienes dinero, manín. You have no fucking money, bro. And y'all not trying to fight Bivol neither. They can, no, we go to purse bid and I am. Yeah, shut the fuck up, bro. You know why I don't believe you'll go to a purse bid and do anything? Because the amount of money you would have to put up, and that's with nobody bidding. That's with no one bidding. That's without Turkey, without Matchroom, without nobody bidding. The amount of money you would have to put up for that fight, most of it would go to Dimitri because he's the champion. Do I think you're going to put up all that money to give it away to him? Hell no. Like that and that's That's why I don't really like talking boxing like that sometimes, because it's like, yo, y'all do people not have any common sense? If you go to a purse bid, the split is determined by the sanctioning body. As the champion, Dimitri is entitled to 75 to 70% of the pot. 75 to 70, because I've seen them adjust the split. You telling me that y'all gonna put up all that money to give 75% of it to Dimitri? Hey, whatever, bro. Shout out to Fish. I got Sky for the stoppage. I don't know about the stoppage. I don't know about that. Shout out to Chico. Pay up, Jerry. Yo, I ain't seen Jerry in a minute, bro. Zattel asks Samson softball questions. Yeah, because Zattel is a PBC fan, bro. I like Sean. Don't get me wrong, but like, you PBC'd up. I don't even be feeling like talking about the PBC, to be real, because yo, y'all literally only did 5 shows last year. 2 of them was Canelo fights. Y'all don't even have Canelo no more. What y'all gonna do? What are you gonna do? Your man Lubin is going to Pro Box. That's your man. And he normally fight on PBC shows. What happened? He normally fight on PBC shows. Am I bugging? That's a PBC dude normally fight on PBC shows. Why is he on YouTube? Why is a PBC fighter on YouTube? You used to have a Showtime subscription to see these dudes. Now you don't gotta have nothing. You can watch them on your phone on YouTube. Oh, he was cooking Mirage. Shout out to Nesta, man. De lo mío que lo que, manín. Ya tú sabes, manín. Coño, esa maldita Hailey Bailey, man. Qué mujer sota, man. Dios mío. Esa maldita nalga que ella tiene, coño. Eso mulo. Oh my God. I seen Myron Gaines was talking shit about, what is it, Hailey Bailey? Nothing against, his joint or whatever, but like, yeah, I don't. You're not gonna tell me that joint is not fine, bro. What the fuck are you even doing, bro? You're not gonna tell me Hailey Bailey is not bad. Like we not like, yeah, her eyes are really far apart, but that's like Avatar, bro. Like that's cool. Fuck, I ain't believe that shit. Motherfucker not gonna tell me Hailey Bailey is not fine, dog. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker not gonna tell me that. You can tell somebody else that shit. Can't tell me that shit. What the fuck he talking about? But yeah, the shit is silly, bro. It's just cognitive dissonance at this point, bro. It's just cognitive dissonance. Y'all really trying to defend the outfit that only did 5 shows last year, 4 of which were pay-per-views. I don't like I would say I don't know why they do it, but I know why they do it. It's just because they don't want to be wrong. That's all right. What's coming, right? And y'all could quote me. Y'all know me. I see the future. What's coming cannot be stopped. Nobody's coming to save them. Y'all are down to 2 flagship fighters and a thinning stable that you have no choice but to send to other platforms so you can make a little bit of money. You don't have a choice anymore. You got this guy over here, this guy over there. Why? You don't got no dates for them boys. You don't got no dates. Without no dates, the fuck you gonna do with a stable of fighters when you ain't got no dates? All you can do is send them to other people. Little by little, they're gonna start getting beat. It's already started, basically. Little by little, and you are down to 2 flagship fighters, one of which whose stock is way down, more down than it's ever been. You better hope he win that rematch, and I don't even know if he's going to. I don't say that out of hate. This feels eerily familiar. Feels like the Wildest shit all over again. Wildest fight ended in a draw. Most people thought Fury won. He goes into the second fight, and he gets beat the fuck up. Ain't that what happened? And now what? Javante versus Roach. That was a draw. They want to do it like it feels like the same shit. You know? What's rocking, y'all?
What's good, Jewel? How you doing?
I ate a fucking gyro earlier, bro. That shit was disgusting. I was so disappointed.
From where?
Didn't get the halal
Arby's?
cart one. You fucked up.
Like they fuck up because they know halal carts in the country, bro. I'm gonna find a halal cart out here in this country, ass motherfucker. I wish I could. Like how you fuck up a gyro? I never in my life had a fucked up gyro, bro. Till today, I was mad.
It's easy to fuck up lamb, Jules. Not everybody knows how to cook that shit.
No, pero tú sabes que cuando tú compras un gyro, 9 times out of 10, it's really good. Whether you getting it from whether it's a Great Wraps franchise gyro or a halal cart gyro, every gyro I've ever had for the most part was always good. Some are better than others, but it's always good. I will say that New York halal cart gyro, that one has spices that you don't find in other places. It does taste really different than say a Great Wraps gyro, which is good. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give a Great Wraps gyro a 6.5 to a 7. But that halal cart gyro is something else in there, man. It's democratic spices and shit in that shit, yo. Like it's
Just talking about the halal cart gyro like it's Halle Bailey.
Yo, Haley Bailey. Oh my god, dog. Like they made her on a fucking computer, bro, because she is just magnificent.
Weird science.
For real, yo. Like that's a computer composite image or some shit. Because I'm like, nah, she can't be this fucking fine. You can't have lips like that and an ass like that.
Está bien gruesa. She
bro,
thick.
like, bro, I want to bite her right on her fucking ass, bro. Oh my god, zombie time, Walking Dead time. Chico said every champion not getting 750 G's a fight is looking at TKO's pay scale right now, Jules. Yeah, and that's what I talked about in the video, that TKO doesn't have to be a bad thing, because there's always that section of fighters that they can't get a good fight to save their life, and they can't get good money to save their life. And it's not that they're not good, it's just people not going to roll the dice with them. So for those fighters that might be from Kazakhstan or Lithuania or Estonia or Latvia, that they don't have that built-in fan base like a Puerto Rican fighter or a Mexican fighter, for those fighters, that could be a really good resource. And what I didn't mention in the video that I did is you have to remember the Showtime money is gone. The Fox money is gone. What could be the ESPN money, we don't know yet, but that money could be gone too. So when all these broadcasters are pulling away from boxing, it's like these people don't understand that, okay, you understand that that's money that is no longer in boxing. You understand that, right? That budget that they were getting to do shows, that money is not flowing in boxing no more. So where do you fucking business graduates expect money to come from? From the fucking sky? Or do you think that every boxing match should be a pay-per-view so that they could recoup the money it takes to do a show? Because I'm like, that's why I be saying, a lot of Americans, not all, but some, most, are fucking moron. Like, yeah, you for real stupid. I'm not saying that to be insulting. You are literally stupid. You don't understand that when a network pulls away, that's a budget that a promoter doesn't get anymore. So how are they going to do shows? And you seeing how they're going to put everything on pay-per-view, except they only did like 5 shows last year, homeboy. That you happy with that? 5 shows. 2 of them was Canelo fights. 2 of them was Tim Tszyu fights. And 1 was a Gervonta Davis fight. 1.
With David Benavidez as the co-feature.
I think PBC. Oh, go ahead, Jules. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Devontae. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think Al Heyman was going after Javante retired. I think he was gonna shut down the PBC personally, because he was getting ready to cash out with Jake Paul, and you see now David is now talking about Callum Smith, Bivol, guys who ain't on the stable. I think after that Jake Paul fight, I think you wasn't gonna hear too much more out of them anymore.
I think he's gonna go to Jake Paul now. I have a feeling.
Who, Benavidez?
I have a feeling, yeah.
I mean, that would be smart. I mean, you got Edgar over
smart,
there.
Yes, very smart. I agree with that. That it would be smart, because motherfucker could like Jake and motherfucker could not like Jake. But one thing I know about Jake, that I know about Drew, that I know about me, we gonna get at this bag. That's what the fuck we do. We might not be good at some other shit, but Capricorns get money. We don't know how not to get money. It's just who we are.
He's gonna have to get rid of that. He's gonna have to get rid of
I forgot Devontae's a Capricorn. Shut your ass up, Drew. I forgot Devontae's. We get money. I don't know why. It's like God gave everybody special like talents and shit. And we good at mad shit. But one thing we're all good at, unanimously, is getting money. That's what we do.
It's a sport to us, bro.
Bro, I just realized this is mostly Capricorns up here, bro. Y'all know Undefeated is a Capricorn, right?
Yeah, January 8th, same as R. Kelly.
Fucking Mexican chapter.
shoot.
We got the black chapter Capricorns with my man Devontae. We got the Mexico chapter with motherfucking Undefeated and Drew. And we got the Mars chapter because I told you I'm not from this fucking planet. The bitches here is nice, but I'm not from this fucking planet. And this is fucking great, bro. Like this is good shit. Like I can feel the money flowing, the power of the money flowing. And yeah, like not for nothing. If Edgar goes over there, for example, right, Devontae? As much as we don't like Edgar, it is a good move to go to MVP. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you can draw a plant over there. I mean, Turkey and then Turkey and Dana sound like they trying to make moves on Netflix. So it's like my thing with the TKO thing is. If they get a champion they get a fighter that's really buzzing, and then you get another champion from another promotion. Now, my thing is, are you going to stop that fight? I don't have a problem for what they're doing now.
What they said was that if a fighter from TKO fights outside of the promotion, they're not going to stop him. They just going to get 10% of the purse.
Oh, I'm fine with that, Dan. I'm cool with that, Dan.
And if the TKO shit, because what I thought about it, and we had this conversation, Drew was here. What TKO could be is a launch pad. Maybe you don't sign a bunch of superstars, you know what I mean? But if you putting out good product, and that's why they need matchmakers too, though. That is why they really need matchmakers. If you putting out good product and you putting out fights like, say, Zepeda versus Berenchik, if you remember that fight, or Navarrete versus Pitufo Diaz, which was a great fight. If the fights are like that on a consistent basis, Brody, people not really gonna care if there's a WBC title. They're gonna say, yo, them motherfuckers are scrapping. You know what I mean? So it all depends on the quality of the product, but it could be a launch pad for fighters that people don't know, because there's a whole, away from the conversations that we usually have about the fighters we usually converse about, there's a whole thing of fighters that never get talked about.
Exactly.
Ever.
And Jules, like you said, it's the quality of the content. If we get a bunch of Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin, Clay Guida, Diego Sanchez type UFC fights where dudes are just throwing blows,
yeah,
and it's marketed well with the WWE and UFC, we're gonna watch it.
And Gary Jonas is scared. I already did the thing.
I can't wait to hear that. Yeah.
He's scared, bro. You know why? Because you were trying to capitalize off of the mid-tier fighters. That's what you were trying to do. That there's this whole ocean of fighters that are in between the prospect level and the star level, and that's really the kind of fighters you have on your platform. I don't even dislike Pro Box, by the way. They have some good fights. But if Gary Jonas is piping up and talking shit, it's because now you're afraid that Dana and Turkey and Nick, they're going to take those fighters from you because they're likely paying more than you are. 750 G's is a good amount of money for a dude that don't have a buzz.
Yeah, what is Gary paying his 10-round fighters? He ain't paying them.
He ain't paying. You know he ain't nobody at Pro Box making 750 G's, bro. No, bro, nobody is getting that at Pro Box, bro.
Yo, Jules, but that's for a championship fight according to the scale they put up. Like for the bottom of the barrel.
Te lo voy a decir. Do you think Brian Norman is getting 750 G's to box on Michaela's undercard, bro?
That dumb motherfucker gave up 1.7 million, so obviously he's not a very smart man. Period.
El otro, El Yanni Bekalunkanulai. When he went to fucking Australia for his last fight, he didn't get 750 G's, bro. He didn't really get 351 G's. 351 was the pot that they split between him and Mikhailovic. You got like 2 and change. God. So when you compare, right? So
but doesn't he have a contracted minimum though?
Yeah, Manin. That's what it was, bro.
Top rank is the top rank show. A purse bid, all that's, you know, the legalese. If it's a purse bid, that minimum goes out the window.
Yeah, and top rank bid. Yo dije que cuando eso pasó, yo lo dije que they lost that bid on purpose. Para no pagarle este tipo, they lost it on purpose. ¿Por qué? Dímelo tú, Ignacio. 350, and the winning bid is 351. That's not on purpose? Y'all lost the purse bid by $1,000.
Ignacio, you
Yo,
gotta think of it like
Jules,
this.
but the only reason I say is like he might have a like I don't know what his contract minimum is if he has one.
Manín,
But what
mira.
I'm saying is I've seen stories where guys get into purse bids.
Okay,
Mira,
chequea. Later Alvarez, when he beat Sergey, his contract minimum was $1 million. It was. But the way that you can circumvent that is what Drew said. If it goes to a purse bid, then all of that goes out the window. We're not the ones paying you. They won the rights to the fight. We're not the ones paying you. They are. So
And you gotta think of it like this. You gotta think of it like this.
But the promoter,
those guys are gonna be fighting more than 2 times a year. 2 or 3 times a year, bro.
That's the
If
other thing.
750,000 2 or 3 times a year, I mean, who will argue with that?
También esto, Ignacio. Do you think Fumalele Kafu was getting 750 G's per fight?
no.
Well,
No
not
way.
even that.
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
right. Ryosuke Nishida, el japonés. You think he's getting 750 G's per fight?
He's probably getting like 50,000 yen.
Eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo, that depending on who you are, which is what I said in the video, the average champion in boxing, don't get it twisted. Of course, there's opportunities and there's money flowing in boxing. But let's be real. Not everybody's getting 750 G's just because they got a belt. A lot of guys ain't.
Damn.
No, but Jules, I just wanted to say real quick. I'm not saying Janibek got more money, but there have been stories of guys who won purse bids, didn't get like their quote unquote minimum, and then their promoter throws in a couple extra bucks to kind of make up for that.
Manín, yo sé que, por ejemplo, the purse, I know all about that. Sometimes they report a purse to the commission, but they're not reporting everything the fighter stands to earn. They're just doing that for tax purposes, that they're only going to tax X. Meanwhile, you're really making Y. But don't get it twisted. Y is not, here's this $2 million under the tip.
It's not a Chavez. It's not a Chavez Jr. check on the side.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's not that much. Like it could be a few $100,000. Yeah. Like look, we'll report 1.5 and we'll give you the other 5 under the table. Algo así.
Or with Janibek, Jules, it could be top rank. Like, you know what? That ain't even worth it. We'll keep the 20%.
Bro, they pay that dude in fish heads, bro. Like they pay that dude in bacalao.
No, but I wanted to raise this point, Jules. Like, how many times have we said boxing would be better if we had a bunch of Nate Diaz's and we only got one in Derek Chisora? This TKO will give a bunch of us Derek Chisoras that are just entertaining fighters.
The thing is that there are people that are going to be against TKO because, one, they can't crash the party, right? It's Dana's party. You can't crash it. You can't come here with your WBC 4th of July belt.
Silver title.
WBC Columbus Day belt, right? Mattress sale belt. You can't come here and crash our party. And there's going to be people that don't like that. The competition, right? And really, you see that Matchroom was never worried about this. Why? Y'all not competition for us. You can't stop us from doing what we doing. The ones who's worried about it is the Gary Jonases. Because you wanted to monopolize all of those mid-tier fighters and give them a place to fight, which I didn't think was wrong, by the way. I like Pro Box, but I'm just saying you're gonna be threatened by this. Matchroom, Queensbury, they ain't not worried about this shit, bro. If you a Brit, you trying to get on Matchroom or Queensbury, bro? Simple. They don't gotta beg you neither. You'll come to them. Whereas this TKO league, I think this would be best for those Eastern European fighters, maybe some of those other Central American fighters and South American fighters, like
the African fighters, from the Ghanaians.
It could be good for them because they don't have that built-in demographic in America to put the money in their pocket, but they want to make money. Of course they do. Well, you go on there, you could get money and fights on a regular basis. And don't forget that I remember reading that there's going to be a training facility. So the camp costs ain't no camp costs. It's all built in. It's basically subsidized. It looks like that if you're training at the TKO or the UFC training facility, right? It doesn't look like they're going to charge you for that. So that's money out of pocket that you don't have to pay, that other fighters do have to pay, because you go through a camp. Yeah, you got to pay for that.
What I was told, Jules, like reading the Mark Shapiro, like it's going to be like, you know how you play for the Raiders? During the season, you go to the facility. They feed you. They recuperate you. Everything
Right.
there is there for you.
They give you hand jobs. They give you happy endings.
Oh shit.
It's fucking great, bro. Like I want to go to TK, bro. I want to go to TKO, and I'm 42. Like,
No,
they give me
but
hand jobs?
you see the vision. Just put a performance institute in Mexico. Put it in fucking Japan. Put it in every country where fighters come.
And Drew, the other thing is that people are married, that's the other thing that's why I don't like talking about shit like this with stupid motherfuckers. Drew knows, bro. Whatever they saying now, it could change. When DAZN came out, what they said, pay-per-view is dead. That shit changed, didn't it? You see what I mean? When PBC came out, free boxing for all, that shit changed, didn't it? So just because they're saying right now that we're not going to do this and we're not going to do that and we're not going to have this, that could change, bro. They're just getting started. Give them a minute. Just like when DAZN started, there were losses in the beginning, but anybody that knows anything about business knows there are going to be losses in the beginning. You gotta go through those growing pains to refine your strategy. Overall, I actually like the idea of what this could be for a lot of fighters that are disenfranchised, that they're always the B-side, they're always the opponent. This could be a completely separate platform that launches their career without the bullshit and the politics that we're all used to. Because
So see, what you're saying, this is for the Ishmael Barrosos, the guys that fucking get fucked.
yes, this could be something for them. This could be the hand job in between relationships. It could be that. This could be something like I don't see it as being bad, because when I read through the article, yo están hablando de esa mierda de que Muhammad Ali Brody, you're saying that because the ranks are in-house that they can be manipulated because the ranks outside aren't manipulated, right? The WBC's ranks are not
The
manipulated.
WBC don't let you pay for the ranking.
The WBA's ranks are not manipulated. Like, are you fucking and this is one of your biggest concerns? Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, that's the same organization that went bankrupt to avoid having to pay a guy who won in a lawsuit.
Graziano Rocigliani, he literally won the title, and because Roy decided to stay at light heavyweight, you literally stripped him of a title that he won on national television. It's like I wouldn't worry about Dana and TKO. It's been worse shit going on in regular boxing. What the WBA did to Alberto Machado, who, look, he kind of sucked, but that doesn't change that what they did was wrong. He beats fucking Jezreel for the WBA super title. 9 months later, y'all demoted him and made up a belt for Javante. Literally, you made it up. Fuck
But
off.
after listening to your last relay, it's obvious what Turkey did with TKO. He's like, I don't want to deal with these Gary Jonases, these Samson. Dana, your job is to get rid of these nickel and dime fuckers. That's what it is.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that he wants to get rid of them. It's that he trusts Dana, and it's sort of like you see a guy and you know what he's good for, and you know that he has an idea, so you finance it. Like, well, let's see where it goes. Because Dana is successful in his endeavors, in his own endeavors. He's successful, so you say, hey, I got the money, so fuck it, let's see where it goes. That's what I really think it is. I don't think the goal ever was, yeah, we're going to phase everybody. I don't think that was ever it. It's more along the lines of he has a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, and pretty soon you're not going to be able to get away from Turkey. You're not. He's working with Matchroom. He's working with Queensbury. He's working with Golden Boy. To an extent, he's working with Top Rank. And outside of all of that he's working with them, he still has Ring Magazine, still has Riyadh Season. Outside of that, he has TKO. You can't get away from him, bro.
No. And then the pay, like, who's not going to want to fight in Times Square? Ryan Garcia's getting 15 to 20 million fucking dollars to fight Rolly.
Bro, I don't even think Javante got $20 million in his last fight. I literally don't. I don't think. No, I don't. I think Ryan about to make more money fighting Rolly than you did.
And like you said, Jules, what is Top Rank going to do? If they Top Rank don't really get nothing popping, what's Keyshawn going to do?
Better go to Matchroom, bro. Shout out to Bobby Light. Myron Gaines is secretly good. It's quite, yeah, because look, like, I know we all got different tastes in bitches. You know what I'm saying? But a motherfucker not gonna tell me that Haley Bailey is not a fine motherfucker. That fish face bitch is gorgeous, bro. Gorgeous ass, chocolate thighs. Oh my god, and her sister's even better. So you're not going to like when he said that shit. Like I was with you because it was some bitch shit. They're like, don't go on the balcony. You know, the dude went on a podcast. He snuck off. He goes to the balcony. He popping shit. That is some bitch shit though. Like for real, that is some bitch shit. If you didn't agree with that, nothing is stopping you from saying, you know what? Look, Myron, I respect your podcast. I don't really agree with a lot of the stuff you're saying, so I'm gonna just dip out. You know, you don't gotta violate. Like it's little shit like that it's like, look, nobody asking you to get into a fisticuffs with Myron. Nobody asking you to fight him or threaten him. But you could say, look, I ain't really with this shitting on these hoes because I want a lot of them to suck my dick. So I'm not gonna shit on these hoes. I like these hoes to suck my dick. And I'm not.
But you know the type. Myron's the type, Jules. He'll take a solid 3 if he can control her, because he can't deal with a bad bitch. He doesn't like the headache.
The thing is that some things that Myron says is some things that he has said, I do agree with. Like, yo, you really not. It's pussy, bro. Like, you don't understand. After look, you fuck a fat bitch, you fuck a bad bitch. After you nut, da igual.
Yeah, both y'all could get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm gonna push back on that.
Oh,
both
I'm
of
gonna
y'all.
push back on that, Jules, because you've said if she's got a great wide ass, sometimes the pussy's better than a fat narrow ass.
No, yes, but at the same time, el lío es que too many guys, porque la mujer es bella, it's weaponized now, bro. It's weaponized against us for them to look down on us. When if we were collectively gaslighting them and putting them down, the pussy would have no power. Pussy achieved power because motherfuckers is desperate. Whereas pussy should be like a slice of bread. Like, bro, it's just pussy. Relax. It's pussy all out here, bro. It's pussy in my pocket. See, it's some pussy right there. Like, pussy falling out your pocket, bro.
But some pan dulce with your cafecito.
And you dip the bread in el café con leche. Like, this is real Dominican and New York shit, bro. Yeah, I did that when I was a kid.
We dip the conchas in the, what is it?
Yeah, that's the Mexican shit, Jules.
El pan con mantequilla. If you would have seen me when I was 13, I'm outside wearing clothes that are too big for me. Con mi pan con mantequilla y mi café con leche, bro. Real shit. It's real shit out here.
So do you guys have an equivalent of champurrado?
¿Qué es eso?
It's like porridge, like a thick porridge.
Habichuela,
like a chocolate porridge.
Habichuela con dulce. Habichuela con dulce in the winter, yeah. With the crackers in it.
We dip the sweet bread, the conchas in it.
Yeah, that's champurrado for us.
Yeah, it's real shit. But look, the point is that there are points that he has made that the Myron dude, and I agree with you, Drew, that he does seem like a nerd to me that hates bitches. But like, you can't hate these bitches.
Because you go to the old pictures of him hugging up with guys in the dorm room with the frat, like it's just gay.
Yeah, it is. It's like, ain't no reason for y'all to be standing that close to each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the shit is that while he does strike me as someone who is speaking from a place of resentment towards women, that doesn't invalidate some of the things that he said. Like, yeah, some of the things that he says are true. The thing is that when you're trying to get at this pussy, you don't got to say all of that. You got to respect me, bitch. Yeah, you got to say that. I don't know, bro.
It's for his audience, bro.
It is for his, because if you look at the difference between him and Andrew Tate, you see the bitches just running up to him at the events. Like, I still want to take a picture with him. They don't want to do that with Myron.
Yeah, that's that. The bitches is hot for Tate. Shout out to Tate, bro. He beat the charges. I'm always glad to see a fellow criminal beat the charges. Shout out to him. Motherfucking, I'm just playing. Gooch said, is the plan to win a vacant WBC light heavyweight title, hold it hostage, then move to cruiserweight? What a bitch. Well, the other thing about that thing, and I said it in the video I just did, that okay, you win a WBC title, then what? All the real money, not just in your division, but in boxing, is in Saudi. Them Brits is not gonna come to America for what you pay David Morrell. Nah, them dudes already getting money. They don't need to, because you got a BC. So it's like, you could get the BC. I don't even know if you are going to get it, but let's just say hypothetically you did. Well, then what? You got a BC and nobody to defend it against.
Oh no. Go look who the mandatory is, because the number one in charge, in charge is Betterbeeve, but he gonna fight Bivol, and after Betterbeeve, it's Morrell.
Right? Fucking ridiculous, bro. Shout out to JV. Benavidez was right at the finish line for Undisputed. It would have been guaranteed. What a fucking dummy. All he had to do was, but the shit is, that argument relies on the principle that all this time David's actually been after that fight. What have I been saying? No, he's not. He doesn't want that fight. He might want a vacant title so he can say he's a two-way champion, but he don't want that fight. Because think about it. You could have told Turkey, look, just find me somebody to fight. And I'm cool. You're going to make a lot of money. You're going to get to keep busy. What's the problem? What's the problem? They offered you a keep busy fight, bro. You get to make money. You don't got to worry about what it sell. You don't got to worry about a pay-per-view ups. You don't got to worry about none of that. You go over there, you get money, you win. What's the problem? And then you still get your shot at undisputed. The real shit is you don't want undisputed, bro.
He never did. Jules, go back to when he had that first interview with Najee. What was that last year? Where he said, "I can't go over there. My contract."
Yeah,
this has all been bullshit.
Meanwhile, your motherfucking stablemates is over there. Carlos Adames was over there. Isaac was over there. Rayo was over there. Why you can't be over there? Why not? Fuck is your problem?
They never wanted this fight. They was planting the seeds since last year. It's just his fucking fans are idiots and don't listen.
For real. Now, look, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. Y'all sing songs of glory.
Oh, no, I love it. Ignacio. He's going to fight David Morrell for the vacant WBC if they strip Bivol.
Hey, Drew, do you think TKO's going to go out there in the Olympians when the Olympics start?
I think they'll have a scouting division and see who's like promising. I think they'll target like the foreign Olympians over the American ones because the American athletes is just too deep. It's too much problems. Look at every sport.
Right.
Every sport.
I agree.
The American athlete is too much of a headache.
Yep, they're divas.
They're too entitled. They don't want to work. Look at the NBA, bro. Like they don't want to play back-to-backs.
I stopped following it because of that. I mean, I'm a Laker fan, but LeBron don't want to play. Luka, Luka just started there, but these guys taking time off for what? So I kind of stopped following NBA. I'm a more NFL guy, but they even pissing me off,
Yeah, like it's just I'm getting old. Like I can't. Well, I'm gonna watch the Lakers again once LeBron retired. I mean, I can't take nothing away from him as like a father and like a businessman. I support him, but his level of effort and competition. Like I miss Kobe, bro. I miss Kobe.
Oh,
the
yeah.
NBA, the NBA died when Kobe retired. It was never the same.
I agree. I definitely agree. We agree on that.
You had a little bit of it with Steph because Steph did like to compete. And Steph is a dog, but like KD, LeBron, all these other guys, Harden, fucking. I think Luka likes to compete. I like Luka.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing. There's no competition in the NBA anymore. There's
I like Jokic. Jokic is a dog, but I think the NBA would only get. How do you make the NBA better? You make it an international league. I need more of the influx of the European and the Asian players just to make it a global sport, and it'll be a tougher game.
They want to play. We had, when Kobe was playing, we had Ginobili, Parker, Duncan all on the same team. But
I miss as much as I fucking can't stand the Spurs being a Laker fan. I miss watching that kind of basketball.
Oh, me too. For a fact, me too.
Motherfuckers running sets, having set plays, figuring it out, improvising, but passing the ball. That's fucking basketball. Not this fucking ISO spot up shit. Like, no, it's just boring. I can't watch that shit.
Everybody waiting in the corner for a three.
You'd have Ginobili coming off the fucking bench. Like, fuck. Or Parker, depending on which rotation Pop had.
Bro, that Spurs team was crazy.
But even football, man, I'm watching more college. Because even the NFL, I didn't watch one NFL game regular season this whole year or playoffs. I only watched the Super Bowl.
For real?
Same.
I don't stand that shit. But I'm studying for my CPA. I'd rather read. I'd rather do other shit.
Hey.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. And I'll be honest, I don't like hearing women's opinions on sports unless it's women's sports.
100%. I agree. I mean, yesterday, this is yesterday, the day before. I think it was a Celtics. It was an NBA game, but they had an all-woman telecast. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what's all this woke stuff for, man? Just play basketball.
If it's women's sports, I like hearing women talk. That's their avenue. If I'm watching volleyball or softball, I don't give. Yeah.
I don't like when it comes to basketball. I don't mind the woman being a ref. I don't give a shit. But when you got them commentating and something crazy's going on and they're really monotone, really soft spoken, like bitch, fucking
And it
game's
depends
going
on the lady,
crazy.
because we grew up. I know you come around my age. I grew up with the Jackie McMullins, the what's her name, the older chick. They were good. I didn't mind them. These ones now, it's just too much fucking.
Let me say this. Let me call out Eson for a second, because this kid is the king of stupid fucking arguments, bro. Like, it's like he been hanging around the wrong fucking people or something. Like,
He's been hanging with brunch boxing.
yeah, like you see, este muchacho, he's complaining que Jayo Pataya has a fight. Y el tipo, you know, it's not a good dude, but it's like, Brody, Badu Jack is about to fight Ryan Rositsky, and Zerto is about to fight Dorticos. Who do you recommend? And I just asked him. I literally just said that, like, okay, but the champions are spoken for. What is he supposed to do? And he said, well, there were better options than this. And I'm like, okay, like what? What are the better options? Even Chris Billum Smith has a fight. Even he has a fight booked. What are the better options? It's like
Fucking
you would
rematch with Breedis. Oh no,
I guess, right? A trilogy, a Breedis trilogy. But like, who is he supposed to fight? It's like, while the dude doesn't have another fight announced, I guess you're cool with inactivity, because while he doesn't have another fight announced, you're not complaining. But if they announce a keep busy fight, you get mad. And the other day, he was trying to say that Nick Ball is the weakest link at featherweight. I'm like, what? Bro, Stephen Fulton is the weakest link at featherweight. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. How could Nick Ball be a weaker link at featherweight than Stephen Fulton? I don't even know how somebody could rationalize that.
And I only go to the part that any fight with a champion at featherweight, Fulton's gonna have to be on the road.
To me, Nick Ball is the A side.
Yeah.
He's the only one who's headlining his own shows. The other guys ain't doing that.
And they're letting him get away with elbows, kicks. They're letting him get away with MMA shit.
Yeah, I don't see nobody else fighting in front of a hometown crowd. This is the second time he did that. This TJ Doheny fight. The first time was Ronnie Rios. So I mean, unless you down to go to Liverpool, which in Stephen Fulton's defense, he did say he's down to go over there. No, that was Bruce. Bruce said that.
Oh.
But yeah, you're gonna have to travel, bro. You're gonna have to, cause you and Angelo and
Figueroa.
No, Rafael, because
Rafael.
Figueroa don't got a belt. Rafael don't got, like y'all not really.
That's the division. They're waiting for Inoue to move up, and I'm glad he's not moving up. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck them. Y'all better fight. Y'all better fight each other. Just fuck them.
Cool Boy should go to Top Rank. I mean, get that Leo fight. You already beat him.
Bro. I told Jules last year. They approached him to sign something. Do you know what his starting price asking was? What he wanted?
What do you want? For real?
7 figures. And then I was told Carl Moretti hung up on them. Or it was Moretti or Trampler. They hung up the phone.
I could believe that. Because it's like, what you think? You going to get Inoue money because you lost to Inoue?
Bro,
what kind of logic do you have, bro?
That's what Dave Rosado said about Berlanga. That's what Rosado just said about Berlanga. It was when Eddie Hearn was trying to make the fight. But they Berlanga asking for the Canelo money, bro. You tripping.
Bro, speaking of Berlanga, did you see that clown Bill Haney and Rosado, bro?
Bro, yes.
That's sad.
The other thing is Devin is not a little boy that he needs you to fight his battles this much or to be on the podcasts. Devin don't need that. You know that's a part of the reason that they don't really respect him. They keep seeing you talking for him as if he needs a fucking diaper change. Ain't Devin 27, 28? He's somewhere in bro is not a kid, bro. Yeah. Let him talk.
He's a
father. But don't you expect this type of behavior from a mom, athlete mom?
For real, he acting like a soccer mom out here, bro. He brought the cookies and he had all the functions. It's just yo, Bill, scale it back some, bro. You could promote look, man, you love your son. I don't even hate you for that. You love your son, that's good. But you gotta let him be a man, because the more you get out there doing shit like that, you making him look bad, bro. He looking like a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the lawsuit
shit, I don't even hold it against him, because it's literally what I said. That was a leverage play, bro. That was literally for leverage in a second set of negotiations. They were leveraging a lawsuit against favorable terms. That's literally what that was. He wasn't really trying to get no money off of that. I know that. but it's that most people are not as smart as I am. So outwardly, it really looked like you tried to sue for assault and battery in a boxing match. You look like a whole bitch out here, bro.
Yeah. And what I like about this TKO, it's going to benefit. Imagine that being around for guys like Gabe Rosado. It's for those type of fighters. We watch those guys. Gabe Rosado has never been in a bad fight.
No, you don't be in bad fights, you know, and that's what TKO could be for a lot of disenfranchised boxers that don't have a built-in fan base. You know, there are guys, the Stanionis of the world, the Murtazalievs of the world. You know, those guys that like, yeah, they're good fighters and they can be in good fights, but you know, people don't want to touch them like shit. Bakram should have found somebody to fucking fight by now, and you see they're like, yeah, nobody want to deal with this motherfucker.
You put those kind of guys, Jules, in the smallest regulation ring, you're gonna get fucking violence.
I hope they have it every week too. Like have something every week. Don't have us waiting months for a fight.
And that was another thing about it that I like, that it's regulated and it's structured. That you're talking about fighters getting out there on a 5-month basis, fighting with regularity, and you're keeping them hungry, which I think the boxing people are not gonna like that. What you make, there's no lottery ticket here, all right? There's no snowflakes. There's no pipe dreams. If you want to get paid more, climb up these ranks. Very simple. They don't like that because there's people in boxing like Brian Norman that they're trying to hit the fucking lottery. That, bro, you know you are a $200,000 fighter, bro. Shut your ass up. You are that's what you are, okay? So that you could get in front of an Eddie Hearn and start talking all this rah-rah shit. Bro, you lucky they offered you that. Because ain't nobody, since then, has anybody else offered you that? Nah, right? No. So what the fuck we doing? The people within boxing that are against what TKO is proposing, that you should be paid in accordance to your rank, those are the people that, yeah, they want to get in front of an Eddie Hearn or somebody with all these crazy ass demands. Like, Brody, you not worth that money. This is a business. All y'all weird ass $5 and $2 motherfuckers love saying boxing is a business. You don't know the first fucking thing about business, because the way y'all do business, it's not sustainable. You got B and C side fighters asking for A side money. That's not sustainable, bro. You give a guy money that he's not good for, you know what happens? You burn it. And if you burn enough of it, the broadcaster not gonna want nothing to do with you. Like, yo, we giving these dudes a budget and look at what we getting.
Yeah. And that's why I'm glad Eddie shut that shit down last week when he said, all right, mate, put your money up too. You want to be a partner?
You a partner, right? You want to be a partner. So you take on some of the risks, partner. And you won't do that.
And Berlanga didn't say shit to that.
No, and it's only like I said, it's only the guys in America. You don't see the Brits. You don't see the Japanese. You don't see the Mexicans. You don't see the Aussies. Yeah, I'm a business. Man, shut the fuck up. You're not nothing, bro. You are meat. That's what you are. You don't like the sound of that? Oh, well, you don't pay yourself. People pay you. Till you pay yourself, you ain't nothing but meat out there to get beat on. That's it. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's the truth. I liked boxing more when the mob ran the shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Because y'all were hungrier. You had to be. You had to be. There is a direct correlation between boxers having too much autonomy and the decline of boxing in America. All of y'all think you're stars. And that's the problem. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Y'all not stars. A lot of y'all are not stars. Canelo is a star. Dad is a star. That motherfucker could get out there with a ham sandwich and sell 400,000 buys. That is a star. He got out there with Edgar Berlanga, 650,000 buys. That is a star. Meanwhile, y'all trying to tell me that 260 for Javante is good. No, it's not. That shows me you're not a star.
It's indicative of American sports as a whole. Every major American sport metric are down with ratings, revenue, except the NFL.
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
NBA shit's in a tank.
NBA numbers are down. MLB numbers are down, right? Why? Too many Chiefs, not enough.
Fucking divas. They don't want to play back to back.
Yeah. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Whereas what I like about Dana's structure is foul. It's fucked up. But so is life. If the fighter not hungry, he not gonna fight.
Nope.
You give him too much money, he gonna get fat in between fights, spend some on prostitutes, a little bit more on coke. He not gonna be worried about the next purse because he got so much from this one. Danny Garcia fighters should not be making 1.5 to fight Ivan Redkach. No, that's insane.
But you know what else is going to do? It's going to make you make more money. If there's a consistent schedule, you can go live. You're gonna make more money.
You think I'm not going? You think I'm not? I'm going to have a TKO.
I know you thought about that.
Have a TKO boxing shirt with a TKO condom.
Let TKO add another $500 to $1,000 a month in your budget. You're gonna be happy.
What I think they don't get is the money is gone, and they don't. It's like they don't understand that the Showtime money is gone, the Fox money is gone, the HBO money been gone. But y'all don't like HBO because y'all all about Al Heyman and whatever, right?
Because they force fed us Chocolatito, remember? And Triple G, they didn't like HBO.
Right. Well, that money from the places that y'all liked is gone. Do you have any idea where the money's supposed to come from now? You don't. You don't like Turkey, so you don't want the money to come from him. But you don't like Dana, so you don't want. So where does the money come from for boxing then? Or are you happy with the 5 fights that PBC did last year? Because that's all they did. If we're just gonna take away all the things you don't really care for and focus on the one brand you do like. Your brand only did about 5 fights last year. Is that the schedule you think is going to sustain boxing? But you talk,
no, it's going to go like this.
The other thing is you talking to children though. Yep. You get them up here. If you can actually get them to have a conversation without them screaming and all this extra shit, right? They're not going to have an answer for that. I know that off top. They're like, if I talk to you like an adult, if I pretend to respect you and your thought processes, you're not going to have an answer for anything I say because you're not smart. Because I just want to be on my asshole shit. God made you. God made people like you so that people would know that people like me are smart. He made you dumb. You can't beat it. Can't fix stupid. That's why you're here, so that people can look and listen to you, then look and listen to me and realize I'm smarter than you. There's nothing you can do about it. You idiot. 5 shows, you fucking idiot. How are you revitalizing boxing by going from 36 shows to 19 to 5? Are you bad at math? They used to do 36 shows in between Fox and Showtime. They were doing 36 shows in a calendar year. That number got chopped down to 19. Then it got chopped down to 5. How are you taking over boxing? How are you keeping? How?
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Thank you. And it goes back to like when Berlanga said, Berlanga really thinks he can go into the meeting with Len Blavatnik. Like, Len, how much you spending on boxing? How much can I have some of that? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Bro, I'm so tired of the Berlangas of the world. Like, yo, you just a clown, bro.
Bro, him and that motherfucker Tail.
Lodo. Eso tipo me asaran a mí. Pero
Berlanga don't worry about Tail because we won't see him after that.
No, but Tail at least
take the fight. That's the other thing that he might really lose his next fight.
No, I want to see him lose the boots.
No, I want to see him lose the Barboza. I need a Chicano with that belt.
You just want all the skunkas over there that are going to show up for the fight.
I need a Chicano to have that belt with a lot of tattoos that looks like fucking machete and shit. Shout out to fucking Arnold, bro.
But where I give Teal credit, he'll at least take the tough fights if you pay him.
Yeah, but he's fucking retarded. He's got to do something.
Bro, I haven't seen this guy take a tough fight in years.
That's true. When's the last time he took a tough fight? That is
Claggett was a tough fight.
Man, if you don't get the fuck
out. Can't even say that shit without laughing.
Claggett and Jermaine Ortiz were tough, yo.
Oh man.
But check it out. Yeah, like it's too many guys like Berlanga in this boxing scene because for a Berlanga, you have a Brian Norman, you have a Teofimo Lopez, you have to a lesser extent a Richardson Hitchin. It's like yo,
David Benavidez.
You're not a business yet. What do you not fucking understand? And I know this is repetitive, but do you know how many fights Floyd had before he became Money Mayweather? Go look.
Well, how many fights did Floyd have before he even got a championship? Like 30.
Look at it. Look at everything that he did before he fights Oscar. He was fighting people, you fucking idiot. You have to fight people, bro. It's not. He was already pound for pound accomplished, finished product by the time he fights Oscar. None of you motherfuckers like Richardson Hitchens, please, bro. You won one.
I can't stand that guy.
That's another motherfucker.
Floyd was a Hall of Famer before he fought Oscar.
Who the fuck has this kind of energy for George Kambosos? But like, are you acting like?
I can't believe it, bro.
Like you acting like you clubber. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. You acting like you Clubber Lang calling out Rocky, bro. That is George Kambosos. Stop.
Damn,
nobody should have that kind of energy for George.
Hey, speaking of Kambosos, did you see how many ticket sales they've done?
bro. The dude. Look, I
Yo, he's a
respect.
star over there, bro.
No, it ain't even that. I respect that he got heart because he really does have heart. I'll always give him that. They're like, I don't know why you fought Loma. What you thought was gonna happen? That motherfucker's gonna beat your ass, right? I don't know. You know, he got heart, but it's like after a while, got your ass beat by Devin, got your ass beat by Maxie, got away with that one. Got your ass beat by Loma. It's like, how many times you think people gonna come out to see you get your ass beat?
I mean, who do you think sending him out? His wife's sending him out there to get his ass beat. She
But
like the money.
but I bet you get blowjobs on command because he keep that money coming in, bro.
Uh-huh.
Like you gonna suck some dick today, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So
Bro,
shout out to George.
If that Hitchens fight happens, that's a fight we actually need to boycott. But that shit should not be happening. I'm sorry.
You could boycott, bro. Let me put it to you another way. You could boycott it. You could not watch it. I'm gonna go live and make money. I don't know what the fuck you gonna do. I'm gonna go live and make money. Yes. And I'm gonna act like that's the most exciting shit I ever saw. Hitchens with the jab.
Motherfuckers are slaves out here, man.
Bro, if it's in Australia, it's not gonna matter if you boycott it.
Bro, look, whatever buys me a gyro, bro. Fuck it.
Michael, what's up with your boy Devin Haney letting his dad fucking fight his battles?
Oh yeah, I don't know what that shit is now. Bro, I'm telling you, that motherfucker's homeschooled. He doesn't even know how to talk shit properly.
Bro, the other shit is that Bill was reading off a box rec, right? He's reading off a box rec that Gabe Rosado. Brody, we all know that Gabe Rosado lost fights. You're not acknowledging reality. Reality is that a lot of people really respect Gabe. In spite of they respect Gabe for the same reason we respect Derek Chisora. We respect them dudes. Like, yeah, it's real. That's real respect.
Boxers like Gabe and David are Derek are needed in boxing. You need those
they
guys.
got something. They got something that your son can't buy. Your son, you could talk about that he did this and yeah. People don't respect your son, bro. All I gotta do is mention Devin Haney, and people gonna start clowning.
Yeah, you know what I think it is, Jules? Like, no one's gonna press Rosado or Chisora in the streets.
No.
They'll press Devin. It's been happening.
Oh, they already did. He was at the circus and the dude was talking shit.
And Bill don't understand that Devin don't have that type of respect.
And I'm like, yo, you ain't you supposed to be a pimp or something? Like, then he used to like, wasn't Bill supposed?
Yeah, no, but the sins of the father visit the son. It's biblical.
But my thing
because
is,
his son is a hoe.
You're like,
he's fucking on Instagram kissing the hoe's feet. That was on the fucking phone with a dude in jail.
That's the other shit. Like,
Yeah,
bro, I'd have opened up a OnlyFans, and it's just different videos of me getting my dick sucked in different parts of the house. Like, I don't know how y'all young motherfuckers live.
Did you see this dude? You saw how low he went when he's like Gabe's father was a bastard or some shit like that. Like what is that? Like, bro, that's low down.
But what was weird about it, the weirdest thing was that Gabe was actually giving Devin credit. He said, look, if I was coming back after a fight like he had with Haney, I wouldn't be fighting a guy like Ramirez. So he was giving Devin credit, saying, hey, kudos to you. You're fighting a guy
But he wasn't kissing his ass. That's why.
No, and now the funniest thing is, look, I don't know what's going to happen, and I've said that more than once, because I agree with Gabe that that's not exactly a great fight for Devin, because he hits like a fucking girl, right?
That's an Olympian. That's a former Olympian. He can box.
Now,
they ain't got to cut weight.
If the boxing goddess and her big fucking titties, if she decides Jose wins, you're gonna look quite the fucking fool, Bill. You better hope Devin wins. If Jose wins, don't do no more podcasts, bro. Don't be
Is Devin's career over if Jose wins?
I think so. I think so. I mean,
he gonna be another Rancis Bartholomew.
Well, I don't see how
that's fucked
I don't
up.
see how Devin could. I don't see how Devin could fight on with the same hype behind him when his dad, and this keeps coming back to Bill, when he's done interview after interview saying, we're in the Devin Haney era, future pound for pound king, etc. He's like, didn't you vacate your title last year? It's like, if you need to take time off, no problem, but just be honest about it, and then don't flip out.
And that was the shit. That's another one because Devin is another one that I'm a business, DHP. I got my promotions. All right, if you got a promotional company, why didn't you bid on your own fucking fight, promoter? You literally gave up your belt. Literally. because nobody else wanted to bid on the Sandor Martin fight. I'm so tired of these fake ass. It's just like the rap game all over again, bro. They're like,
Everybody got a label.
Everybody got a label. Everybody Simon Tag. Like, man, shut the fuck up. You don't got nothing, bro. You got a play phone, bro.
It's
Fuck
kind of
out of here.
it's kind of a similar. It's somewhat similar to the Charlos saying, Lions Only Promotions, call me, I'm my own boss, and it's like, well, you're working with the promoters like this goes back to Andre Durrell, and I did a video on this after the Garcia fight where Durrell was basically saying the Haneys were trying to pretend they were Floyd Mayweather when they hadn't done anything. It's like you can kind of see that. You can kind of see how the Haneys try to act like Mayweather. Like, Mayweather's a narcissistic prick. We all know that. But Mayweather did do the hard work. And the Haneys, they're trying to...
Look, here's an example. While I hate Danny Garcia, right? He's ridiculous. He's one of the most overrated fighters of the last, I'll say, 15 years, right? At least his promotion... Honestly, he is. Especially circa 2016, 2017.
No, you don't have to explain. He is.
You know. He is doing his own shows, and I'm always going to respect that. He's really doing that. He's doing his own shows. He's signing his own fighters. He's working it out because that takes work, bro. That takes work. Like, you're going to another side of the business now. It's cutthroat. It's very difficult. And it takes balls to stake your own money because that is what it takes. You want to be a promoter. You don't start off with a budget from ESPN. If you want to be a promoter, you don't start off with a budget from some major broadcaster. You got to get in money. You got to put it in to hope to get something back. Now, I'll always give Danny and Angel this. I know they sell drugs, and I'm very proud of them. And I know that you're using boxing to launder drug money. And I salute you because that's what I would do, right? Like, the money's got to come from somewhere, bro. Who's really going to look at our books? Come on. We sold 10,000 tickets that day, bro. We can write whatever the fuck we want. It's our show, right? So good shit, Danny. But all these pretenders like Devin, shut the fuck up. You don't promote anything, bro. Who the fuck do you promote, bro? When's the next DHP show? When?
Well, Jules, could I just add something to that? Because you mentioned Danny Garcia, and we all know Angel Garcia was entertaining, but he was loud as and obnoxious as hell. But he actually could train his son to fight in different styles.
Oh, he sold cocaine and he used cocaine, and that automatically makes him cool.
No, but what I'm talking about, him as a trainer, Angel was actually able to teach his son to fight in multiple styles, whereas Devin, that's the big criticism.
Come on, Kiwi, stop it, Kiwi. You really said that?
Let's be
Danny Garcia lost every one of his big fights at welterweight. What style did he teach him to do?
That motherfucker was getting his ass beat for 7 years.
He's living off a fucking one win over fucking a decade ago at 140.
Danny Garcia lost to a guy that was in a car wreck.
That's not what I said. I said he could fight in different styles. I didn't say he was the number one welterweight.
Let's not evaluate. Look. Let's cut the shit. The point. Who the fuck is sliding around in a box of potato chips? Like, what is that? All right. The point that I'm making is I'm tired of these pretend, and it's only in America. You don't see it anywhere else. When Anthony Joshua said that he was going to start a management company, that wasn't cap. He did that. That everywhere else, the man's word means something, except here. You just have a lot of fucking losers and pretenders and you a wannabe, bro. There is no DHP. You don't do shows. What stable of fighters you got?
What network deal you got?
Lions Only Promotions. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that shit doesn't exist anymore. Anyways.
When is the Lions Only Promotions card coming up? When? And these people are a dime a dozen in America, whereas everywhere else you look, every other boxing scene, you don't see this stupid shit. Like, you don't see this in the UK. Oh, Fabio Wardley Promotions.
Man down.
Kiwi. Are you excited for David Benavidez, David Morrell for the vacant WBC belt?
That's not going to happen. Come on, we don't know what's going on with Benavidez.
Wait, they're not going to strip Bivol like that. There's no way.
I don't know, bro. Like, I just mathematically, I don't see and I was talking about this on the last live. I talked about it in the last episode of the Relay. I just don't see how that makes sense. If you take the belt from Bivol, right? Bivol made 10 mil in his last fight. 3% of 10 mil is 300,000. You take that belt, you give it to David. David's base purse is probably somewhere in between 2 to 3 mil, if that. 2 to 3 mil. What's 3% of 2 to 3 mil? 90,000. I just don't see, mathematically, I don't see why you would do that. You getting 300,000 with regularity from Bivol. Why would you take that? Oh, give it to David.
And then,
wait, are
and
they
then,
not
and
gonna
then you
fight?
fuck
Like,
up.
what's
Then
the
you
problem?
fuck up the Grand Prix.
No,
'cause I'm
they
sure
offered him. They offered David a keep busy fight. That's the weirdest. Well, it's not weird. We already know what's going. Like, bro, they offered that. Samson said
No,
it.
it's
Don't
not
worry about
weird, man.
Samson said it. They offered him a keep busy fight, but he didn't want to take it. It's like,
Why? What's the problem?
oh, come on, bro.
It's the why we know what the
Why
problem
do I
is,
keep
Michael.
asking
They don't
these
want to
questions,
fight.
bro?
They don't want to fight nobody. They want to clout
I don't
chase
even
off
know
a
why I
name.
bother asking, to be honest.
Shout out to Surge. Don't forget the Benavides cheeseburgers of the world. Like, bro, Samson, like I'm tired of seeing that little ass old man running around
Nah,
like he
but
got
all
money.
I know,
You don't
they,
got no money, Samson. What the fuck are you talking
they
about? You
better
don't have
not
no
strip
money.
Bivol. That's what I'm saying. Like, they better
I mean,
not
I
strip
don't,
it.
bro. I don't think I don't know yet, but just this is the in a word. We talk about other fighters from other countries, and we're literally talking about fights that are happening. Inoue is about to fight in America, you know? Usyk is about to fight either Joseph Parker or Daniel Dubois. Either one works for me, right?
Yeah.
Every other fighter is doing something. The moment we start talking about American fighters, this is what the conversation, just bullshit, pure bullshit.
Bullshit.
It can never be, yo, he about to do this. No, it's always
Oh, wait,
a
wait,
bunch
wait,
of
wait.
bullshit.
We have a breath of fresh air with Keyshawn, man. My man Keyshawn, man.
I fuck with Keyshawn, but Top Rank going through some problems that make me wonder about his future.
What's going on?
Not, we don't know if ESPN is gonna keep them.
Oh,
We don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm not gonna expose him, but you know, our guy from over there, he
Mhm.
told me almost like 40% of the staff want to go. They left.
That's not good, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think that's what. Let me check the messages again. But a lot of them and a lot more want to leave. Like that. That's bad.
That's bad, bro. So, saying they still have a big stable, which is an asset because they still have a lot of contracts, and having those contracts is worth something. That, let's say, worst comes to worst, ESPN don't renew and you can't get a deal, you can still get money outsourcing the fighters, but it's gonna look bad, bro.
Oh,
I'm talking
no.
about like
This is what it is. ESPN didn't give them 86 million this year. They only give them. If they were to re-sign, they'd have to only take 43.
that's
They
not
re-sign.
bad. That's not. I'll tell you what. Me and him talked about that. And I said this is where you go to DAZN. You get X from ESPN, Y from DAZN. If ESPN says, "Well, we want exclusivity," cough up the 80, and we'll be exclusive to you. But if you're not going to give us enough to sustain the way we have been, we have no choice but to go to a separate broadcaster. We'll have some of our fighters on your platform and some of them over there.
But why do they want to be on ESPN so much? Yo, when they're on ESPN, they're kind of treated like a side bitch, bro. I don't really see boxing that much on
This
ESPN.
is, look, you want to be honest about this. This is a bigger fumble on ESPN than it is on Top Rank. And that's not me being nice to Top Rank. That's me being honest. You put all that effort into the UFC so that they could leave you at the drop of a hat. They don't want to be there anymore. They want to go to Netflix. But for the last, how many years, Drew? How many years has UFC been on ESPN?
I think it's been since 2019.
Right? That's a while. And most of the effort, you open up ESPN and the first thing you see is UFC shit.
Yeah.
That's where you put most of your money, and you put the boxing shit on the back burner. You gave them shitty time slots at that, bro, if the slots are bad, that's not Bob's fault. That's not even Top Rank's fault. That's ESPN's fault because y'all putting them so fucking late. You're not giving them no priority. So what I see is you the one that's fucking up, not for nothing. You the one that's fucking up. You spent all that money on UFC so that the pay-per-view numbers could be down because that just came out in the post. The UFC pay-per-view buys are way down, but that's what you've been spending your money on. Now, Top Rank did a good job of not putting their fights behind the paywall. I think they did a great job managing the budget because from 2018 till now, they only did about a handful of pay-per-views, just a handful.
The only one I can remember is Haney Loma, and the
Haney Loma,
and the Fury Wilder trilogy.
the two of
The two.
yeah, because remember the first one they didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like I had this conversation 2 months ago. When I look at the situation that they're in, I can't say Top Rank did something wrong because what were they supposed to do differently? You got a fighter in Crawford. You're invested in him. ESPN wanted him to be exclusive to that platform. But when the other people won't fight him, what can you do? Shakur Stevenson, same deal. $3 million a fight fighter. The network is invested. But when the fights that he needs, when those guys don't want to fight him, what can you do? What are you supposed to do differently? What? So I don't put the situation that they're in on them because I thought about it. I'm like, well, what were they supposed to do differently? Where did they make a mistake? What? And I don't see it. The only mistake that I saw that they made was y'all guaranteed Fury way too much money for those Wilder fights. There, you fucked up. But other than that, those are good decisions, the other ones.
Well, not just that. The biggest fuck up with the Fury deal was that they guaranteed him $20 million for the likes of Schwartz and Wallen. I mean, those fights that's got to be one of the worst business decisions ever. But this is ESPN and Bob Arum, so they could lose money. But yeah, another reason why the ESPN deal, it succeeded for the UFC, but it didn't. The fans hated it, is because, and I don't live in the US, so I have experience with this, but ESPN Plus is apparently god awful. Like, not only were they pushing up the prices every year for pay-per-views, but they kept cutting out, and just their streaming service was terrible. So to go with,
I'll tell you the truth. I have ESPN Plus, right? So here's what I'll say about UFC and Dana White's situation. Dana made the same mistake that Al Heyman made. It's like they didn't get that live sport is at its best when it's accessible to everyone, because it's not the rich and sports are not for aristocrats. They're for the common man. It's a distraction for the working man. So you can't treat it like it's a luxury item. And Dana basically like damn near everything is a pay-per-view. When you do this, you shrink the size of the audience. That's the way it is. It happened in boxing like it's happening to the UFC. You can't put everything behind a paywall, bro. That's not going to work.
Yeah, and even the subscriptions nowadays is bad. I'm sorry, like, it's just the price versus, like, streaming. People, like, the zone is pricey. Like, if we're being, like, for real, if you added Top Rank on there, I wouldn't say a peep about the price. Honestly, with all that boxing, I wouldn't say shit. But right now, as it stands, it is pricey for what you get.
We would have boxing every weekend without having to switch
Yeah, I don't know
channels.
what the problem is with going to the zone. Like, what's the problem?
This is the problem. They're too close to their competition. Too close to their competition if they're at the zone, and the zone is crowded. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but they don't just have Queensbury and Matchroom and Golden Boy, which is already really crowded. There's a lot of different promoters on there, and if you're Top Rank and you go over there, it may be a thing where you're fighting for dates. It could be a thing, and you don't want to be that close to the competition. So I could see why they would want a healthy amount of space between them and everybody else. I get it. It's just that now you're backed into a corner. If the budget has been cut in half, right? You're going to have to make up for that other half some other way. You're going to have to. That could be. Now, I still feel like Peacock might, but then again, now that they don't have the boxer rights anymore.
Bro, they just got rid of boxer. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I just remembered that I had to go to whatchamacallit for Jonas versus Price. Triller, I think it was.
Oh, what? They have it on Triller.
Yeah, that's where I watched it. I had to buy. I think it was a pay-per-view, and I had to. No, I know what I did. It wasn't on there as a pay-per-view. but you needed a subscription. So I did the 7-day trial and then I canceled it.
Mhm. Nice. Yo,
Yeah.
what's the other one on the zone? What's GBM promotion?
GBM
Who is that?
GBM is almost like Pro Box in the sense that those are mid-tier fighters. Those are mid-tier to domestic level fighters. It's not a bad promotional outfit, to be honest. The fights aren't bad, but understand those are low-tier to mid-tier fighters. You know, like if you do good at GBM, maybe you get picked up by a Matchroom or a Queensbury, but those are domestic level and mid-tier fighters. That's what those are.
Okay.
But it's not, it's not, once again, it's not just GBM. They gave GBM a deal. They gave Dimitri Salita a deal. They gave Dream Boxing in in Germany a deal. Like a lot of small promotional outfits that I used to have to search for them, right? I literally used to have to search for them on Facebook for certain fights. A lot of them I'm seeing them on DAZN, which I'm like, I don't know. It looks good to me.
It won't be competition if you all have like your shit on separate weekends or even separate hours. If you have a UK show, then you have the Top Rank show at night. It'll be fine. Everyone's going to the same app. You'll all get around the same level of viewership. I don't see how that's a loss.
If I'm ESPN and I'm losing Major League Baseball, I'm losing UFC, right? I go all in on my boxing. That's how I would like I don't, they're scared. It's not just Top Rank that's in a pinch. ESPN is also in a pinch as a platform. Yeah, they're getting beat, bro. They're getting beat up. You got to compete with Amazon. You got to compete with Netflix. You got to compete with DAZN because your racket is live sport. And it's hard. You're like and people aren't buying cable packages as much as they used to. So you're not getting that extra little revenue that you were getting off of that. So it's difficult. But if it's me, what I say is, all right, we're going to give this one last try and we're going to double down on our boxing. We don't have this, we don't have that. But if we allocate resources and promotion towards our boxing content, maybe we can get 1 million viewers a night to I don't know, maybe 2 million viewers a night on boxing. We're going to push this thing the way we didn't push it the last 5 years, because I'm telling you, when you look at it, it's hard to say that Top Rank did something wrong. So where did it go wrong? To me, ESPN fucked up. You prioritized UFC. You open the app, first thing you see is a UFC advertisement. So if you poured all your money into that and then they want to leave, you fucked up. You wasted your money. You fucked up. They don't want to renew. They want to go to Netflix.
But if we really look at the Top Rank stable right now, if you want to offer like some viewership to people, the thing is, Top Rank they're living off of prospects right now. That's all Top Rank has right now.
Yeah.
They have the most exciting prospects, which is fun.
Michael,
that's all you're living off of.
All right, one mistake. And I'm fucking furious, by the way. You got a great fighter in Baquero. He is a great fighter. He is made to fight on television. And you have Oshaki fucking Foster right there. Oshaki's going to Australia, for those that don't fucking know, to fight Liam Wilson.
What the fuck is Top Rank doing, bro? But you see, they've been fucking up too. They
fucked up on that $3 million a fight for Shakur. Whatever money you've been wasting on Teofimo, Navarrete's not a diva. You don't have to twist his arm to do some shit. He went up to 135 to fight fucking Berenchik. What are you doing? It's obvious that this dude should be the face of Top Rank for the boys, for the guys. Yeah, he's Mexican. He fights his ass off. He's got a fade, but there's a lot of hair on the top. What the fuck? You need somebody to tell you to invest in Navarrete.
Also, like when they had multiple chances to, they never unified in 126.
That shit doesn't make no fucking sense to me, dog.
They had 3 belts at 126. They never unified any of them.
Doesn't make no sense. Like, yo, dog, Navarrete's not a dude that you gotta twist his arm to fight. Nah, he's a good fighter. He's fun to watch. You saw what happened at the Stevenson fight. They were calling for Navarrete at the. Remember?
That was sad.
Navarrete.
That was sad.
Oh yeah.
You need somebody to tell you that. You know what you need to take. You know the $3 million that you was wasting on Shakur. Split that motherfucker in half. Give half to Navarrete and half to Oshaki. Let's get it going, bro.
Let's go.
People will watch that shit, bro.
Did ESPN go? Did they have the same problem that HBO had after Floyd left and Manny Pacquiao basically retired because HBO didn't renew the contract with Pacquiao when he came back after that short retirement?
Here's the thing with
because
HBO.
They put
Here's
their
the
money
thing with
behind
HBO.
Kovalev and
Hold on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with HBO. Understand that HBO left because they were smart enough to see what was coming. At that time, you can go back and look. You don't have to believe me. Their numbers were great. Over 1 million for both the Golovkin and Canelo fights. They did a women's boxing match. Cecilia Brækhus was the headliner. 900,000 viewers. Over 900,000. You understand? Their numbers were great, but they left because they kind of knew, like, yo, this is not sustainable.
they knew their time was up.
Yeah. So it's not like they left because they had to. They left because they wanted to, because they could see beyond the horizon. They were ahead of the curve, is the best way to put it. Whereas when Showtime left, when they left, well, their numbers were horrible. Like, numbers is terrible, bro. Fox, same. Yeah, your numbers is terrible.
Also, I think Showtime became a direct investor into PBC and lost. They were the latest investor to lose tons of money. But yeah, HBO, their niche was, their speciality was cable TV, and they knew they weren't going to, or they just chose not to develop beyond that, which, like you said, was smart. But ESPN, I mean, they didn't really succeed with streaming, and because of the ESPN Plus. And the UFC deal was strange because when they signed with the UFC back in 2019, the UFC wasn't as good as it was in 2016. And
they bought
just
into
that
the
pay-per-views
listen,
weren't
bro.
yeah.
They bought into the narrative. They literally, there was a narrative. I don't know if you heard it because you're in New Zealand, right? You're in New Zealand, right? Did he get eaten by a kangaroo?
Yeah,
Al got him.
Yeah.
Right. Put it this way. There was a narrative in America, especially at that time, 2019 till now, that UFC had overtaken boxing. I always resisted that narrative because it's like, no, UFC lives in a bubble. They have a strong fan base within that bubble, but it's a bubble and it's not sustainable. How many times have you guys heard me say on this channel, they don't create stars over there because the belts change hands too fast? Guy doesn't have a belt long enough to be a fucking star.
Yep.
And also the year that the Hollywood guys are led by Ari Emanuel took the UFC over, that's literally when no champion, I think maybe one or two champions two or three champions at that time were able to hold on to their belts more than one or two defenses. Like, that's when the belt started changing hands regularly, and that's when fans like us started looking at it being like, they're not going to be able to create stars because no one can hold on to the belts.
That and you know, like they basically trapped lightning in a bottle with Ronda Rousey during her heyday because she was huge. She was huge, man. Like in her time, like yeah, she was big time, man. Conor too. Conor was a phenomenon. But outside of those two fighters, who else did they mold?
What they did was they took advantage of an open market because boxing wasn't giving the fans shit. What fight do you remember from 2018? Michael. What fight do you remember from 2019? Nothing.
That's why even though Michael's Canadian, I like him because he's smart. He's what he just said was a stroke of genius. There's a direct correlation with boxing's decline circa 2015, 2016, and 2017. Boxing was in decline at that time. It was. 2016 was actually a really shitty year in boxing. It was one of the shittiest years.
The Cold War, right? The Cold War.
Exactly. And it's at this time that UFC is peaking, that boxing's just not delivering in the way that it needs to, which is kind of helping UFC that this is the combat sport of the future. And you know, look at where they are now. That boxing, if you've been alive for about 500 years like me, you know that boxing is a wave. There was a wave in the Ali era that then took a dip in the Larry Holmes era, and then it picked up in the Tyson era, and it went back down after Tyson retired. After that it's the Klitschko's era. Then it comes back up in the Joshua Wilder yada 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 era. And now it's gonna nosedive now, at least in this country. It's going to nosedive now. The UK has a lot of bodies, so we'll see what they do with them. But boxing is a wave. It goes up and down. It's never a straight line. It's a wave. Whereas with UFC, I don't think that. I think with Conor, between Conor and Ronda, you guys peaked, man. You peaked.
That was it.
Yeah, you Jules, you hit the nail on the head. Like, I didn't have a channel back then, but I would have stated that the UFC, the Fertitas literally could not have sold at a better time, because their pay-per-view numbers had never been anywhere close to as high as they were when Ronda and Conor were at the top. When those two guys lost, particularly Ronda, the actual sport changed, because even the media stopped following the sport as enthusiastically, because the two biggest superstars had not retired, but Ronda was very close to retiring. And then when she did retire, the pay-per-view numbers were awful. And these Hollywood guys, they've been able to benefit off of that by signing with ESPN and again hitting lightning in a
and
bottle.
they got all those inbred guys running around. They got like yo, look, nobody want to watch them dudes, bro. Them Dagestani, nobody want to watch them dudes, bro.
You know the Bob Arum clip?
Almost every event. It's funny you guys bring that up. Almost every event, there is a complaint being like, "Oh, well, this title reign's going to be boring." It's kind of like it's almost like everybody can see Shakur Stevenson in every division. It's
the Dagestanis. No, it's true. The Dagestanis are the Cubans of MMA. It's like, yo, you win doing that shit.
Wrestling and shit, bro.
You win doing that shit, but nobody want to watch that shit.
Nah, but I think boxing is making a comeback, and I have to give this motherfucker credit, even though I don't like him. It has to do with Jake Paul. I mean, and he's getting better. Hold on, he's getting better as a promoter.
Let's not go that far.
No. I'm in agreement with Undefeated 100%, because he's that kid is smart, by the way. Like, don't let the stuff you see that he puts out for you to see fool. That kid is smart. If MMA were the thing, then he'd be doing the MMA thing. He's in the boxing thing because boxing pays, bro. It's the truth. And he is helping. He actually is helping to bring a completely different set of eyes and a completely different consciousness to boxing that MMA doesn't have. Remember what the argument was? That, boxing is for old men. That's the old shit. You got young influencer dudes like Jake that they bringing young people to boxing.
I'm actually so happy that we're having this conversation. Literally, I was gonna record it and post it on my Twitter the other day, but literally I was at the gym, not the boxing gym, just the regular weightlifting gym, and they were playing the Virgil fight, bro. I was surprised. I was like, when is the last time I seen boxing on fucking anywhere?
Bro, and this dorky motherfucker just signed Alicia. Like he's doing some shit, and he posted.
So is Alicia gonna fight Mando?
I'll tell you no.
Yeah,
I knew it.
But what I will tell you, I mean, it's a resounding no. It's a no. It's indefinitely a no. But what I will tell you is they're gonna push her hard. They're gonna push her real like.
With who though?
It does. You're not getting it. They don't need the bodies. They have the money.
Like
they don't need. No, I'm saying. Look. Here's an example.
Caroline punk ass.
There's gonna be more money behind Alicia than anybody else at or around those weights. So it's not about, I'm on this side of the street. She can get any fight she wants. Any fight. So if she were to want Carolyn, your people ain't gonna, hypothetically, I'm saying, if she wanted Carolyn, your people ain't gonna pay more for this fight than my people are. But bring your ass. Same for anybody at or around those weights.
They better jump up.
So don't worry about it. And not for nothing, it's a good look, to be honest. Like, that's looking at them.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's a good look. Like,
I didn't mind it. I'm just like, who are you going to fight and when are you going to fight? I know probably soon, but like, are you going to go up? Because there's nobody. You beat her soon. There's nobody else.
She could go like one fight that I think is easy peasy lemon squeezy to make is Stephanie Hahn. She has a WBA title. Alicia can beat her. No problem. She can beat 35? Her. That would be at 35, yeah. WBA champion at 35. She won the vacant title in her last fight because Katie dropped it already. Remember, Katie's undisputed at 140. She dropped all the belts that she had at 35. The new WBA champion is a girl from El Paso, Texas, called Stephanie Hahn. She's a cop out there. Got a nice ass and a nice set of legs too. Her sister is Jennifer Hahn, the one who used to have the IBF that Katie Taylor beat up and Michaela Mayer beat her up. Stephanie is got a nice ass, nice legs, good stuff, and she's WBA champion.
Yo,
If it's about moving up and having somebody to fight, that is a very easy fight to make for Alicia. Very easy.
then let's do that. She got to get a move on because you wasted all that time. Let's go.
You know, let's fucking do it, bro.
Let's go.
But
And
yeah,
somehow-
but that's why. Look, as much as I think Ryan is a fucking, oh god, I hate Bochos. He's bringing young people to
He's a
boxing.
chomo.
He when the hot Asian bitch was outside talking, you know, hey, who do you like for the fight? And titties and ass and all the goodness. All them young motherfuckers was out there for Ryan, bro. And this was in New York City. He's a
Bro.
West Coast dude, bro.
At the
We don't
same
care, bro.
time,
It's the internet.
at the same time, they're saying Ryan Garcia, fuck Devin Haney.
Yeah, you saw that shit, right? You know what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah.
like, and you gotta say, as much as I don't like Ryan, that is an ace in a hole that you got a young guy that all these young homos look up to, and they're gonna bring him, and he's gonna bring them to boxing. Then you got Jake on the other end, the social media influencer. He's bringing young Oz to boxing for a long time in that stretch in between 2017 and let's call it 2020, right? One of the main things I heard people say was boxing doesn't know how to appeal to young people. That's literally what everybody was saying. All of that has changed. Jake is changing that. Ryan is changing that. Javante to a lesser extent, even though he's 30, but he talks like a toddler. So the young people understand him.
Yo, you're disrespecting toddlers, bro.
I am. I'm sorry, toddlers.
Motherfuckers
Mars said,
retarded.
hello, boxing fans, Jules, panel, and chat. Thoughts on Liam Wilson and versus Foster? Remember Wilson Rock Navarrete? Rematch would be interesting if Wilson were to upset. I ain't gonna lie, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Wait, so Wilson's coming down? Because that was at 35. His last fight was 35,
He
Wilson.
might have to come down if you want to challenge Oshaki for the green belt, but that's the last thing I saw, bro.
Motherfucker's going all the way he's the champion.
Oshaki
He's
might
going all the way
go.
to
He
Australia.
might go to Australia, and it's like, you know what? I could
Disgusting.
believe it because look at what's been going on. Joey Spencer going to Australia. Keith Thurman went to Australia. Tiara Brown went to Australia. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's how it's rocking,
Yeah, but
bro.
I mean, none of those people have any choices for real. Maybe Joey, maybe.
Oshaki Foster has a choice.
I'm
'Cause
saying
he's
he
selling
does-
so
they-
much-
I'm- no,
'cause
I'm
he's
saying-
selling so
I'm
much
saying
out
they
here?
don't have any choice. They don't have any choice.
I'm just
They
saying
don't.
that he don't have a choice, bro. He's not gonna come out here with that long ass ponytail. He just need to cut that shit, bro. Like,
He needs to
his
let that
hairline
shit
is
go,
just-
bro.
he look like Tong Po out here. Like, bro, what you doing, Shock? Just
Yeah.
cut that shit, bro. Like, come on now. Just cut that shit. Rock a baldy, bro. Now I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back.
Smoke two. That's how you get cancer quicker.
God damn.
I-
Michael, what's up,
I
bro?
can't remember. Somebody asked me about Benavides rematching Morrell for the vacant WBC title.
Yeah,
just-
hey,
I'll just say-
so Michael, who,
Well,
who do you
okay,
think
this is
Alicia should
serious.
fight next,
Look,
bro?
I'm not gonna talk about Canelo. Okay, I'm so over that.
Wait,
But
No, honestly,
I'll just say
it's,
this.
it's not even that QB. It's just that at this point, bro, this motherfucker doesn't even want to fight Bevo. I don't have
Well,
the patience to talk.
We don't want to hear
about.
about David, bro. He don't want to fight nobody.
Look,
Like even shit, I
But,
want to. Like,
wait, we should let him finish. Go ahead, QB, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
well, all I was gonna say is that if Al Heyman can't get Bivol over for the Benavides fight, then he lets Benavides go and fight on his own, then that's the end of the PBC because they'll only have Tank Davis as a star. So Al Heyman's ability to hold on to Benavides will determine whether the PBC exists from next year. So I just wanted to say that. I'm not saying who wins Bivol Benavides. I mean, I don't even think the fight gets made at this rate. Like,
No,
I don't think
it's really-
Al Heyman will let go of Benavides because if he lets go of Benavides, his company isn't going to last much longer, in my opinion.
It's like they got two more people there.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's all I
Tank.
got.
Yeah, Tim and Tank.
Him and Tank.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Tank, I think he is gonna retire. I thought he wasn't, but the fact that you're gonna fight Jake Paul, bro, yeah, you're trying to. That's your last payday.
Was that confirmed? Is that
Well,
shit actually happening?
I think that's what they were
no,
saying, that
that's
it was gonna be on Netflix or some shit. Not a real fight, but a Mike Tyson fight, a fucking what you call it?
Exhibition.
Exhibition, bro. And it's like, man, just fucking leave, bro.
Please, bro.
God
well.
damn.
Aren't
If
they? Aren't they
you
doing the? Aren't they doing the road rematch for June or July?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing that for July, I believe. Oh, June, I believe.
but at the end of the year, just fuck, man. Honestly, I would love if Roach knocks him out,
Me
which is good,
too, bro.
bro.
That's
Just
just like
fucking
wishful thinking, bro.
get in.
I'm just gonna have my lowest expectations and hopefully he pulls it off. But like, bro, Javante, just retire. It's okay, bro. Sure, you have a accomplished career to your fans, but go away and take all your queer ass fans with you, bro. Please.
Yeah, Devin too, bro. I can't stand him or his dad anymore.
The
Fuck
dad
him.
is bad. I'm still hoping like it's not like okay outside the ring you can say whatever you want, but inside the ring, Devin's never moved like necessarily like a bitch. Like he goes on to one challenge to the next challenge like like constantly. So it's like if he can come back from this Ryan shit, like we'll see him getting in good fights again. You know?
Yeah, but
Yes.
they're so sensitive. Like, bro, you know how we say that, Devin wants to be like Floyd, he wants to mimic him and all that shit. Floyd would never let that shit get under his skin. He would embrace the villain role. He'd be like, man,
well,
y'all saying fuck me, all right, cool. Like he'll rub it in, but him and his dad, they're real sensitive.
well,
Yeah.
Floyd was
Yo, I
actually
really can't wait.
a really good villain from the De La Hoya fight where he really embraced it, and
I
Yeah,
just
and
want
it
to
was
say I
effective.
really can't wait for Sky to UD Tiara Brown. Like
Why?
you do because she doing too fucking much. Calm the fuck down, fam. It's not Sky's fault you didn't start fighting in eliminators till you was 36, B. You should have
nah.
been.
Damn, she
You
really
should
that
have.
old?
Yes, bro. She been. Yo, look. This is why I don't really like this whole shit with Tiara. You've been around as long as Katie Taylor, my friend. Anywhere in between 126 to 135. If you ain't fought a belt yet, it's not because Sky
What has
got
he been
privilege.
doing?
That's my point. What have you? There's girls in Argentina that don't have no money behind them, but they still be able to fight for a belt. They fight in the eliminators to fight for a belt. If you ain't fought for a belt yet, don't try to make that Sky fault, bro. Don't hit me with that same old narrative that oh yeah they got her to, bro. She literally fought better fighters than you in the 3 years she been active than you have. It that's bad on you. They're like how you ain't fought these kind of fighters yet, homegirl. The
Yeah.
eliminator that you fought in to become her mandatory, right? She fought a girl named Gabriella Bouvier. That was one of Sky's first fights, bro. As a pro. That's your problem. That's your problem. Who the fuck have you been fighting?
Yeah,
For
but
real.
cheering for Sky is like cheering for Shakur, bro. Sad to say.
It's honestly it's worse. It's worse. It's a lot
God
worse.
damn.
Cause Sky's kind of cute. I don't think Shakur
Nah,
is. I
nah,
don't look at
nah.
Shakur like I look at Sky.
That's
So we
I
not
don't
doing that.
don't make it better, bro.
Nah, it makes it better. She's Australian, bro. Come on now. Gary Jonas hating on Turkey because he has creative ideas to stage fights, while Gary's still setting up fights behind a strip club as a
Yo, I
Ramadan.
think Sugar Neeks looks finer with the belt now. I'm not gonna.
Mm.
Yo, Sugar is
Mm.
that. It's not even fair, dog. Like how
It's the
fine she is. Like,
it's
what the
her
fuck is
face,
her
bro. She's actually
problem, dog?
pretty. Like she's actually a pretty ass
Yeah, yeah.
woman.
Like she don't. She's not. Yeah, because too many regular mid-face bitches getting
They
by for
be
having a
mouthy and
body.
shit.
They be having a body, and it's like, yeah, yeah, you got a body, but you know what I mean. Whereas
Yeah.
Sugar,
Shanika,
like, yo, how are you single, bro? I need that.
bro, that
I
shit is
need that.
crazy. Bro. You can't handle that shit, Michael. Come on,
What? You know
you
how to do
can't.
that?
Come on, bro. Like, come
Come on,
on.
man.
You gonna be in that shit
Come on.
2 minutes and and it's gonna be a wrap, bro. Come
Hey,
on,
man.
now.
As long as I get my nut off.
Come on, man. Like you're not ready for that kind of pussy, bro. Come
Yeah,
on
you
now.
too young, bro.
You're too young, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, you still
Oh,
doing
fuck.
them 4 and 6 rounds, bro.
Yeah, for real. Exactly. You ain't
Four
even
and
fought in a
six
10
rounds.
rounder yet, bro. Come on now. Get out of
None
here,
of y'all
bro.
doing 10 rounds. Fuck out of
Come
here.
on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm
Come
42
on, bro.
years old, bro. I live in these 12
You'll break
rounders,
your
bro.
fucking hip doing that shit, bro.
Well, come on,
Come
bro.
on,
Come
man.
on now. Don't
Fuck
be
out of
like
here.
that,
10
bro.
rounds? What are
You
you
don't gotta
talking
do that
about?
to me, dog, because you still fighting in 6 rounders, bro. I didn't do that to you. Come on now.
No, man. Don't lie to
It's
the
all right,
public
it's all
like
right,
this,
bro. It's okay, bro. Come on.
Yo, bro, you know what's so funny, Jules? Literally 2 days ago, I tweeted, like, bro, when is Jai gonna get a unification? Jai Butai. Then just today, they announced this guy fucking fighting
The thing
another
is, you can't hold.
mandatory.
I know, bro, but you can't hold him because the thing with Dorticos is overdue, right? Remember that. It's like people don't realize Zerto only got the chance to fight for the BA because Dorticos stepped aside already. That's one. Badu Jack doesn't have a choice. He has to fight Ryan Rositsky. That's his mandatory.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yo,
another
we need to
dude.
talk about that shit.
That's
yo.
another. But you see what I mean? They're like, yo, Ryan been waiting for that shot since Noel had the fucking belt,
And
bro.
I'm not blaming Jai, but I'm just saying, like, oh, damn. When you see people are frustrated with boxing, this shit right here. Jai is an exciting fighter. You have him as the undisputed champion. People will watch Cruiserweight again, bro.
Yeah, but you know what bothers me about it is people don't start piping up and getting upset until they see Jai is keeping busy. Whereas before he has a fight announced, nobody's getting mad at him. It's so bizarre that like before he announces that he's fighting this guy, nobody's mad at him. He announces that he's having a keep busy fight. Now we get mad. What the fuck else is he supposed to do? Jack is busy and Zerto's busy. What else can he do?
Where is Zerto? Who's he fighting?
Dorticos.
Is that confirmed?
That's bro. It's confirmed. It's just they
Oh,
keep
shit.
pushing it back
I'm
because
not-
they keep initially it was supposed to be May, and I think they pushed it back to June because fat ass fucking Zerto couldn't get in shape in time. So it's like, but what can Jai do in that situation? What are you gonna do? Go to Bridger?
Fuck
Doing
it.
what he can, bro.
No,
He
not
doing what he
Bridger.
can.
No. We don't take Bridger seriously, but fuck it, man.
He's
At
doing
this
what he
point,
can.
and you know he's struggling to make weight. I don't like that. That's my thing with all these fights.
Yo, you drinking lemonade, bro?
Nah, I drink
It's Kool-Aid, bro. Again,
yeah, you know
I
that's
can hear the fucking ice
It's,
cubes, bro.
is it?
So
Is it?
I make this.
Michael-
I make
Michael
this
doing this
fucking
shit.
concoction because I do like apple cider vinegar to help me like lose weight. It helps me lose weight quicker, and a whole bunch of benefits. Well, blah blah blah. Anyways, it's natural. Then I mix, but the taste is horrible. So I mix it with like Kool-Aid and water. You know the squirting Kool-Aids that have like 0 calorie.
Mm-hmm.
I use that, and then I have 2 scoops of creatine. I have that every night, pretty much.
Nah, Michael stirring the cup like he got the launch codes. He not even stirring the spoon. He doing this shit.
Yeah, he doing that old grandpa shit.
That was actually exactly what I was doing. That was exactly what I was doing.
I could tell, bro.
No,
Like,
the creatine, like it
Mr.
sinks to
Bond,
the
you
bottom.
don't know where the launch
He
codes are,
over there.
Mr.
He over there stirring the cup like he Mr. Burns and shit.
No, because the problem with the creatine, it sinks to the bottom, then it doesn't mix with everything for some reason.
Man, I don't want to go back to drinking creatine. I'm already mad that I went back to protein shakes, but I'll be honest that I do feel
Why are you
a
mad?
difference. I don't like the sugar. I don't like how much sugar they put in those things.
Oh, the protein?
Yeah, I don't like. And my thing is that if I'm working out as say a preventative measure for diabetes, I don't want to take in more fucking sugar, you know. But
That's true.
the thing is, it helps. And honestly,
It
like
does help.
I felt a difference. I've been taking it for about I want to say 2 weeks now, and I did immediately feel a difference. Like immediately, I'm nowhere near as sore. I get a pump much faster off of just a couple of reps. I get a pump, and the pump lasts well after the set is over. It's like, yeah, that's the protein powder. Because without the protein powder,
Yeah.
I felt really
It helps you
sore.
recover quicker.
Yeah.
Muscle and all that shit. But yeah, I think maybe you could find some sugar-free protein on like Amazon, some shit. It's probably gonna be a little pricey.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be like 70.
But I can't lie. It is helpful because I just take it in the way that I think it was intended to be taken. It's all in the name. It's a supplement. It's not a substitute. It's a supplement. I still eat my 4 eggs and my 2 sausage, or I'll make a protein bomb. The protein bomb is 2 to 3 grilled cheese sandwiches. There's 7 grams of protein in each slice of cheese. So you put 2 slices of cheese. That's 14 grams in each sandwich.
You know what's crazy? My brother does the exact same shit for
It's a protein bomb.
because
It's a
he's
protein
bulking
bomb, bro.
and shit.
It's a protein bomb, bro. It honestly is. And then if you wash that down, every time I do this shit, Michael, without fail, I gotta take a fucking nap.
Oh
every
yeah.
time.
If you wash it
Every
down with the water is gonna make you sleep.
It's that glucose spike, bro.
Yeah, no,
shit.
all that food, bro,
Yeah.
like
Oh fuck.
especially if you mix it with water, you're gonna sleep. You'll pass out.
But
Fuck
that's
it.
why when I do, because a lot of what I do is at home, and I only go to the gym 2 times a week, and I make sure when I do go to the gym, yeah, I don't leave nothing to bring home. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go fucking crazy in here. I'm fucking just
It's
max the fuck
fucking.
out.
It's carbs too, bro. If I eat a sandwich, bro, I'm gonna need a nap, bro. Them fucking
Yeah.
carbs get
The
you.
carbs.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys want to hear about an interesting fucking pre-workout? If you're on an empty stomach and you need a pre-workout, one Rice Krispie.
Really?
The
Yeah, it's
fuck?
fucking it's so funny. I have a cousin who's in nutrition, and yeah, the profs explain a Rice Krispie because it acts as like with the sugar, and the Rice Krispie is made out of carbs, right? Because
Hmm.
rice and shit, it acts as like fast carbs that your body can digest really quickly and use as energy. So
Wow.
it's just as effective as like a one scoop of pre-workout on an empty stomach.
I would say this was a while ago. I just don't have the energy to keep making this all the time. But one thing that I used as a pre-workout was blueberry, strawberry, and garlic. I
Oh
would
yeah,
put a lot of cloves of garlic in it, and it didn't taste great, you
it's
know.
disgusting.
But I really felt the kick in the ass after I would eat this thing and then go to the gym. I would
What's that
feel that,
blueberry? Blueberry is a
yeah,
superfood.
I would really feel like it really felt like a kick in the ass, and that's how I weaned off of creatine, because I'm like, I just don't like taking a bunch of shit from GNC. Like, I don't really like a lot of that shit
No,
because
no,
it's not
creatine is safe.
regulated, bro.
You're good. The
From
creatine is safe. Every pharmacist will recommend you creatine. There's nothing wrong with creatine. Your body already makes creatine, so you're just giving it a
Yeah,
little
but
bit more.
do you know why I have a problem with it, Michael? Because I remember you're young, so you're not going to remember that 10 to 15 years ago they used to tell you to cycle creatine, because if you take too much of it, your body might stop producing it.
Yeah, I mean
They used to tell you. My
that's
my
old
issue,
technology though. That's old
my thing, bro.
research.
My thing is, yesterday you were saying this. Now today you're saying that.
But
I
that's a
can't.
decade ago though, Jules.
What did they change the creatine?
No, new research has been found that they were wrong. That's how it goes, bro. Evolution. Every if you go
I
to
don't
any
see any
pharmacist,
dolphins with typewriters, bro. So I don't know about the
search
evolution thing, bro.
search it up. Creatine is literally the safest supplement you can get. Like even protein has its drawbacks. Pre workout has its
Well,
drawbacks, but there's nothing wrong with
you're
creatine.
younger than me, so you've probably heard all the things that I haven't heard. The main reason I used to take creatine before was for the kick in the ass. Is it true that it helps in water retention? I think it is.
It,
It
it,
keeps them.
it helps the water retention in your muscles. It helps keep the water in your and
yeah.
the cells in your muscles to retain muscle mass and
I
more
guess I
stuff like
might
that,
get
and
some.
and helps with recovery. The main focus is for recovery as well, but you'll notice the difference, especially if you're loading.
Hmm.
But the thing is, with creatine, most of the time it literally tells it on the bottle. It takes 2 weeks to even kick in, anyways. So you
No,
have
well,
to
two
take
weeks for me is a day. I won't even notice that. 2 weeks for me is a day, so I'm not worried
exactly,
about that.
exactly. But I swear I almost noticed it after one session. So I could be wrong. I think it's 2 weeks for loading if you want to be loading, because you're the loading stage is where you take like 3 scoops a day for like a week or two, and then
Hmm.
after that you only have to take one scoop for like every like 2 days or something like that.
Bro, I'll
So,
tell you what, that shit that I heard, that less is more. I wish I would have knew that when I was young. When I was young and I was on my gym nut shit, yeah, I got bulked up, but I really did a lot of junk sets. That now that I'm older and I'm doing this, I'm like, yo, less really is more.
yeah,
I'm doing less reps, less sets, and giving myself more time to recover. The thing is, I work out, I do something every day. I do something every day, but it's not as strenuous as it sounds. There could be 2 to 3 hours in between a set. 2 to 3 hours, literally, right? But I'm getting more off of that faster than I did when I was young, and I would go to the gym and, oh, I got to do 4 to 5 sets of this shit just to, you know what I'm saying? You got to kill the muscle and all this bullshit. And I'm like, yo, I'm doing less and I'm getting more faster than when I was younger. It's like, yeah, less is more. I guess that's true. That it's more about the time you need to recover than it is about the volume.
Yeah, no, I rarely, only for certain workouts you'll see me do like a lot of reps. I like to lift heavy. That's how you build strength. Lift heavy,
Yeah.
low reps. Like I told you, my first set is always 4 to 6.
Mm,
I'm making sure I fucking lift heavy though for everything I do. Then 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10. That's how I
yeah.
break down my sets.
That I like that. That's my preferred rep range. That I don't really want to do more than 10 reps, bro. Really, I don't. And usually I'll adjust the weight to where I only got 8 in me. Like, oh, yeah, I only really got about 8 reps on the bench. I only want to do about 5 to 6 reps, and that's adjusting the weight to fail. It's not that I'm gonna get on there and I'm gonna just do 5, even if I got more. Like, no, I can only get out about 5 or 6, so I'll keep adjusting the weight to where I stay there. Because when I was on some shit where I'm doing like 10, 15 reps, yet it felt like my arm was gonna fall off, bro. Like, I don't like that shit, bro. Like, yeah, I don't like that shit.
Mm.
Less is more, man. It really is more. Anyway,
Well,
I'm gonna fucking go to sleep, bro, because I'm fucking tired.
all right, bro.
And now you go to sleep and stop being Canadian, okay, bro?
Eat dick.